Hey all you heroes out there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hell Yeah Gaming Reacts to Death Battle. I'm your professional protagonist today, and we have got a very interesting prospect here for a battle. The Goku Black of Dragon Ball Super versus the Reverse Flash of DC Comics. Other than them both being time-related doppelganger villains, I'm not really sure what else there is to compare here, but we'll certainly see. I thoroughly enjoy Dragon Ball. I am a huge superhero comic book nerd. Going right out of the gates here, but before they present the information, my initial prediction here is that Goku Black, aka Zamasu, has got Eobard Thawne beaten in sheer power and strength. However, when it comes to speed, there is not even remotely a question. And, Eobard Thawne has enough just complete bull crappery here that he can just nonsense his way to an absolute victory, is what I'm thinking right off the bat. But we will see how things go and play. There's our logo.
Goku Black, the body-stealing arbiter of divine justice. And the Reverse Flash, DC's psychopathic speedster fanboy. They say imitation is the
little psychopathic, yeah.
But I'd say the sincerest form of flattery is not trying to kill your superhero husbando. He's with
husbando.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
They didn't do all the posing this time.
What consumes the thirst?
All right, Goku Black first.
What do immortals dream of with all the time in the world? In Zamasu's case,
these things are made of these. Who am I to? Well, I totally messed that up. I was trying to go off of the dreaming thing.
Zamasu prized above all else cosmic order and natural beauty.
Oh, that reminds
me.
Now I can burp and fart at the same time. Here, let me try.
Oh God.
Surprisingly, Zamasu despised the
that was unnecessary.
Nature of mortals, being seemingly unwilling to lift themselves out of their own cycle of violence and stupidity, like some people I know.
We gotta got that stuff, It's a thing. We'll get there. Give us time.
With the god of destruction, Beerus. Their clash nearly
the
entirety of Universe 7, a cosmological structure at least 9 times larger than our own universe. At most, it could even be as large as 13 times greater than ours. Side note, it's worth mentioning that when
potentially
fought, they were capable of casually destroying 2 of these universes.
And since the shockwaves from their punches traveled across Universe 7 in seconds, they'd have to be hitting way faster than light.
Goku was tapping into his Super Saiyan God form for this.
After fighting Beerus, Goku learned to tap into Super Saiyan God without transforming effectively. Yes, okay.
Toriyama himself has directly compared it to the original Super Saiyan form.
And don't forget,
yes.
trained with Whis and
Zamasu took good about it at the same time, at least here into the future, so the body was stronger than Goku himself was in the present. Yes.
A mortal with the powers of gods beyond even Zamasu's abilities. Someone who could bring his dreams to fruition.
So, Zammy did what anyone would do in that situation.
Grand Theft Me!
The Supreme Kai, which Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku and kill every single mortal in the universe.
And thus the deity Zamasu.
Which is a little overkill, but
Goku Black? You couldn't be more creative.
No, you might be wondering, why didn't he just wish all the mortals?
Yeah, well, wait till you hear the names of the next one.
Black's got all of Goku's strength and powers, but wielded by a genocidal maniac instead of that lovable goober of a monkey man.
And with Goku's Saiyan heritage and godly ki, Black can easily achieve the form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
But with a champagneful twist.
Super Saiyan
Rose.
Rose? Really? What is he, a suburban wine mom? Watch out before he unlocks Super Saiyan Live, Laugh, Love! He stole Goku's techniques too, like the instant transmission, where he focuses on a person's key signature to teleport to their location.
He's got a lot more stuff.
Which is a Kamehameha, but pink.
And with a Saiyan body, he gets
Yeah,
stronger and stronger every
it's
time.
exactly what it says on the tin, you know?
It becomes harder and harder to kill.
You get as
sucks for the
advertised.
rest of the universe, because Black is kind of like if Goku just snapped one day and used his powers to their full murderous potential.
Like the God Split cut.
Yeah.
Where he surrounds his hands with a keyblade to slice you to ribbons. He used this
Keyblade Sora! When do we get Sora in here?
Goku's family.
He can even extend this Keyblade into a huge curved one called the Azure Dragon Sword, which, along with his Kamehameha,
I don't recognize that from Kingdom Hearts.
is colorblind.
Actually, Black's Azure Dragon Sword is named after a legendary weapon wielded by one of Earth's greatest warriors, the desert bandit Yamcha.
Yamcha!
And he can use a scythe and slice open space-time itself to create a bunch of shadow clones. Black, not Crater Boy over here, but his most dastardly weapon isn't a key technique at all. It's the time ring he got from his dead master.
This ring
Yeah.
allows him to travel through time and even escape into future Trunks'
Primary function
alternate
that is
time,
travel between the
where he
future,
has
present,
free
and alternate
reign
timelines.
over
It can be
the
used to
entire
follow other time
universe.
travelers and
Team up
distance,
with his best
allowing
bud,
users to enter the past for a limited
Too
time.
bad
Okay.
Goku and company showed up to spoil the fun. But wait, isn't Zamasu in Goku's body? How are there two Gokus?
It's extremely complicated.
Right? But Goku met Black before he met Zamasu, which means Black existed before Zamasu came up with the idea. And then they killed Zamasu before he could do it anyway, but Goku Black was still around? What the hell is going on?
Sure, it's a classic grandfather's paradox.
It's extremely complicated.
It prevents him from being affected by alterations to his own personal timeline. So, killing him in the past,
Which does mean that Eobard Thawne can't just go back in time to kill
he
him.
still exists at another point in time. And another, and another, and another, and another.
Oh, God, I hate time travel. Black has crushed Saiyans like Goku.
Yeah,
Vegeta, and
Dragon Ball time travel, especially this arc,
He even
is
merged with the
not
universe
the
to become
most
one with everything.
cohesive.
Major Final Fantasy villain vibes here.
It took Zeno, the Omni King, the most powerful being in all of creation, to step in and erase that entire timeline just to stop Black's rampage.
He could have just
Zamasu's higher quality
erased
was a
him,
fraction of
let's be
all
real.
life in the universe, and he stole the strongest mortal's body to do it. But in the end, he was always doomed to fail. His quest for power meant nothing against a being that would always be stronger no matter what he did or who he was.
And the universe ended up being destroyed anyway. It's like one big cosmic joke with no one left to laugh.
You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm
The
going
funny thing here is that Eobard Thawne is also protected from any alterations made to his past, so neither of them can kill each other in the past.
Heroes in history, an inspiration to many across time and
So that'll be interesting to see play out.
For example, than his #1 fan from the 25th century, Eobard Thawne.
All right, Wiz, we've tackled a lot of stupid names for things in our years here in Death Battle, but I'm confident
True.
that Eobard is the dumbest f***ing first name I've ever heard in my life. Eobard
There's a few.
is completely obsessed with the Flash.
There's a
and
few
dedicated
probably a little
his life to
worse.
Studying the Speed Force like a total nerd.
But he's from the future. Who give it a give it a rest.
Thawne's life irrevocably changed the day he discovered a time capsule from the 21st century. By some strange coincidence,
Thawne's whole backstory is just sad to me.
By experimenting on it, Thawne managed to replicate the Flash's powers, turning himself
Yeah.
into a mirror of his idol.
And you can bet he totally crapped himself when Barry Senpai showed up in the future and took
Please
him
tell
under
me
his
that they're
wing.
gonna use
It
the
was a
quote from the
dream
Flash
come
show of
true.
Until Barry realized that Thawne had
is beyond your understanding.
show up and save the day. Disgraced, Thawne promised to better himself before traveling to the past to prove his worth to his hero, to prove that their bond was special.
That's when Thawne
Oh.
found out that Barry already had a best friend and a family
Yeah.
and a life without
Yeah.
him. He didn't matter. He wasn't
Whole
special.
life
He was
without
just
him.
a nobody Barry tossed out in the trash and forgot about, like my Tinder dates do to me.
If
Not quite a nobody.
the Flash Museum in Barry's time, he discovered the secret identity to Flash's greatest enemy that in his future had been lost to time. The one Barry was fated to kill in battle.
Eobard Thawne.
Wait a minute.
Oh, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Thawne mad. If he couldn't be
Sure
Barry's
did.
best friend, he'd be his greatest enemy.
Likes Barry Allen, Barry Allen, Barry dislikes Barry Allen, Barry Allen, Barry Allen.
Travel from the future to terrorize the Flash family in the past. in reverse. He'd become the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash. We're really setting the world on fire with these names today, huh, Wiz?
Thawne draws
I
his
mean,
powers
it works,
from
right?
Negative Speed Force, which he generates with every step he takes, just like Barry does with the regular Speed Force. The negative Speed Force gives Thawne access to many of the Flash's powers, including his
All the
mind-bending
same
super
stuff.
speed, enough to travel all across time and space in days. He can keep up with and surpass other speedsters like Barry and Wally.
Who once ran fast enough to cross the universe faster than two gods who could teleport. Wally even beat himself in a race, and Barry
Yeah.
was still faster than that. Wait just a second, he beat himself? That doesn't even make sense.
But like Barry
It's
and Wally, Thawne applies his powers
crazy.
catastrophically, using them to their full potential without any care for collateral. Take, for instance, his
Indeed.
ability to vibrate himself through solid objects.
Objects like, say...
And he has the greatest understanding of the Speed Force of anyone in history.
Just that to Barry's wife Iris, and Barry did not appreciate it.
Thawne's vibrations are so powerful, he can even produce a counterforce that can reverse the destruction of the entire universe.
Pretty B-tier speedsters like Jenny Ognats can do the same kind of thing. And when Barry and Wally raced each other, they were tearing up the entire multiverse.
Thawne can create shockwaves with a snap, phase into your body and possess you, and even
Yeah.
speak at such high speeds that you'll hear his words as though they were your own thoughts. And instead of stealing your speed like other
Which is
Flashes, he can steal
crazy.
your time.
Yeah, Thawne can yoink decades from your life.
Yeah.
80 years in just a few seconds. Kinda sounds like your sex life, huh, Wiz?
But Thawne's greatest ability is his unmatched skill. in
Classic
time
sex
travel,
joke.
and he uses this expertise to be as petty and cruel as humanly possible.
He does.
Wasn't a dummy. He knew that if he went back in time to kill Barry before he got his powers, he'd erase himself from the time stream too. So instead, he'd just make Barry's life suck as hard as he could. Push him down some stairs.
is
retcon his best friend
nasty.
from history. Kill his mom. He even told Barry he'd go back in time and adopt him as his own son. Dude, what the fuck?
That's another big difference between Thawne and Barry. Whereas Barry only went back in time to save his mother's life, Thawne often went back in time to try to fix his own mediocre life. He killed his more successful younger brother, his career rival at the
Yeah.
Flash Museum, and every single boyfriend his crush had until there was no one left but him.
And when she's still
Time travel solves all your
time
problems.
again and made her an invalid for the rest of her life. Jesus Christ! This
He's
guy's a
messed up.
monster.
Yeah.
Wait, Wiz, that's impossible. Grandpappy paradox or whatever. If he went back in time to kill someone, they'd be dead in the future, which means.
Which means he'd never know them and want to go back in time in the first place, right?
Wiz, maybe time is a construct with no legitimate unit of measurement other than the meager attempt to understand the incomprehensible world around him.
Wow.
Actually, Thawne was just inside the time stream when Barry initiated Flashpoint, which rewrote the universe while Thawne was technically disconnected from it. So, Thawne
He's-
essentially
yeah.
broke. Literally, figuratively, mentally, physically, temporally.
Or maybe he just hated Barry so much it defied the laws of time itself.
Oh, more specifically, he became
little
a
column A, little
living
column B.
paradox, a being without a past or future, literally without continuity. Not only did this mean he'd be unaffected by changes to his past, it made him effectively immortal.
Stabbed in the chest by evil Batman.
More or less.
Vaporized by Iris in some sweet, sweet payback. Or getting Dr. Manhattaned by the big blue god dong himself. Thawne was always reborn, unable to stay.
Always.
But more than anything, it made him immune from consequences.
Unlike Barry, whose changes to time could destroy all of reality, Thawne could do whatever he wanted. He was impossible to stop with no...
And this is why I say that he's got enough comic book BS that he can just...
And even Wally's
Yeah.
mass punch, which has the mass of a white dwarf star. A white dwarf is essentially the remains of a star's ultra-dense core, which has a mass of over 2 octillion tons.
And he took one of those to the noggin and just took a nap. Man, he must really hate Barry if a sun to the face can't take him down.
But he doesn't get there.
The power of
All of
hate.
his machinations, all of his insane
And
timeline shadow
love.
threats, all of it was because it was the only way he could think of to spend time with his hero.
It's so tragic.
Really sad.
His costume says it all.
It's
He never
just
intended to be the
pathetic,
Reverse
you
Flash.
know?
He wanted to be the Kid Flash. all Thawne ever really desired was to be by Barry's side.
In the end, though, goody little Two Shoes Barry forgave him, and then vibrated away his living paradox powers, erasing him from existence.
Though not entirely. Barry didn't kill Thawne, he set his timeline, removing the one thing driving his hatred, his relationship with Barry. Without that, Thawne was a normal, happy Flash fan once again.
It's comics, Wiz. He'll be back.
Yeah.
If he does, there'll be no running. He'll always be faster. He'll always catch you. And time is always on his side.
Still think you can take me? Even death can't catch me.
True! True!
All right, the
Death can't catch him.
the data through all possibilities.
But a lot of speedsters have outrun death, so...
Bedroom in a flash with
No.
Goku.
Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and skip past that. So, my position has not changed at all. Goku Black, aka Zamasu, horrifically powerful individual, high tier Dragon Ball at its most powerful. Not dunking on it whatsoever, although that arc was very messy and the ending was god awful. Okay, it's leaving that aside. Yes, all this true. Eobard Thawne, Reverse Flash. There is no question speed is on his side. The power given by that, I think, is comparable, especially with offsetting the destruction of the universe. And he just has way, way, way more BS to just wipe away Goku Black. He could phase through his chest to destroy vital organs without any issues. He essentially can't even really be killed without somehow removing him from being a living paradox, which there's absolutely nothing Goku Black can do regarding that. There's just no contest in my mind that Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, is going to race to a victory. And let's go back. Flash killed Quicksilver.
Me, Barry. I was the one who...
Oh, it was me. That's a classic line. Okay. That's an interesting art style choice. Has he got tea? That's great.
Mortal sinners, prepare for divine justice.
Yes. So our setup is that Eobard Thawne is immortal, and he wants to kill them. So, fair enough. Ah! Whoop, 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 whoop.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in need of your services.
Oh, God. That's awful. I'm already liking this a lot more than last week's battle. Music included.
Okay.
Thawne cares nothing for your judgment. Phase through him. Ow. Oh, hey. Oh, rosé already, huh? Thought you would have saved the rosé for a little deeper into the fight. Oh, okay. Through the moon twice. Whoosh. Incoming genius.
I'll end this fight before it even began. Death in reverse.
You can't really do that with him, though. But he can't do that to you either. So, you're on equal footing.
Mortal sinners, prepare for divine.
Oh! Yep, they both killed their past selves. Why aren't you dead? Yep, multiples. He's still got way too much comic book BS to care about this. Oh! Another past travel. Yeah! Previous timeline death montage. I love it. Oh, he set it up to kill Quicksilver. It was me, Barry. I killed Quicksilver. Empty thrust. Phase through that. Ah, yeah. Bye-bye. Oh. 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 Into the sun. And outrun the supernova. There we go!
People to that sun, we really should have a timeshare.
This was a fairly tricky matchup to figure out, least of all for their incredible levels of power.
Black could
No
destroy
kidding.
universe like ours at least 660 times over. I mean, a punch at least as big as a star is really badass, but that's in another league.
However, there was a lot more to cover than just how many stars or universes they could blow up.
Absolutely.
Both Goku Black and Reverse Flash were so impressive, they were removed from time itself, becoming living paradoxes, making any attempt to kill either.
But Thawne's is intrinsic, and Goku Black's is based on that.
Temporal invincibility first, but it would most likely rely on a combination of speed and smarts.
As far as speed goes, it's no surprise Thawne definitely
Yeah.
on the edge. Yeah, Black's attacks could reach speeds quintillions of times faster than light, but Thawne is a Flash.
Even
But that's all you need.
Family, Wally West could reach speeds that were impossible to comprehend and calculate. There are numerous examples of this for multiple iterations of the Flash, many of whom Thawne was clearly equal to.
Plus, he's
Or superior.
Comes to timey-wimey bullshit.
And he could
Yeah.
overpower Black and destroy said time ring too. After all, Thawne once generated enough energy to counter the destruction of the entire.
Even the immortality of few Zamasu would have difficult demonstrate battle with reverse flashes through the entire timelines. Yes.
That's over 1 billion times larger than our own universe, and over 70 million times larger than Dragon Ball's Universe 7.
It's sort of impossible to lock down the exact limits of Goku Black's upper strength without getting into lots of assumptions and guesswork. He's obviously stronger than Goku was when he clashed with Beerus, but even being super
DC Universe is also
the gap here is way too wide to be able to just assume Goku Black could match this level of power. The DC Universe is just too big. And remember, Barry and Wally's race almost ripped apart
Too big and insane.
multiverse.
It's also important to stress that Goku Black is not Goku. Goku's
No.
drive and willpower can push through even the most absurd limits to potentially match higher levels of power. Zamasu took Goku's body because he's more than willing to take shortcuts. It's an entirely different mindset.
Yeah, and
Very
to
much
take care
so.
of that time ring, Reverse Flash had a lot more options than just overpowering Black. With that super speed, he could pretty easily scramble Black's insides or age him to death with a touch. Zamasu is not a deity even without the time ring, but Goku's body is mortal with a limited range of age. Might have really screwed yourself with that one, huh, Zamzam?
Goku Black is a nightmarish foe, but Thawne's experience with time travel, ridiculous levels of hacks, and frankly impossible speed gave him
Ridiculous hacks,
This
yes.
fight was
And the
definitely
impossible
not
speed.
underwhelming.
The winner is the Reverse Flash.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Death Battle. If you're looking for something else to watch,
I was very confident in that.
right now on Rooster Teeth. It's a show all about contestants trying to make each other laugh, but everyone trying their hardest not to. If you
Yeah. Who's
watch
next?
the first episode right now.
Don't
There's a
care.
video on this
Don't
page.
care. Who's next?
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Oh, jeez. Macho Man versus.
No.
Oh yeah!
Okay. Alright, well, first off, Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Kool-Aid Man is... Okay, we got a joke battle coming. I'm sure that it's going to have a legitimate winner decided and whatnot, but That is definitely one of their joke things, in line with McGruff the crime dog and Smokey Bear. I look forward to the absolute nut job that's gonna be that battle. But more back to this one. I like this one way better than Batman Iron Man, in terms of both the choreography, the characterization. Well, actually, characterization was pretty good in the previous one, but yeah, the fight choreography, effects, and the music especially was such a huge improvement to me. I loved this one. I loved it a lot. Not the least bit because I walked right into it being like, it's Reverse Flash. He's gonna take it. End of story. Boom. He did. And they had so many great details. I loved the montage of killing past selves. And like, why aren't you dead? And so great. And Thawne set up the statue to kill Quicksilver in the Flash Quicksilver fight. It was me, Barry. I made you kill Quicksilver. That's a wonderful moment for sure. Oh boy. And then they're discussing, like, both of them just have like the paradox hacks there, and it would really come down to who figures it out, how to counter it first. Come down to speed and intelligence, which both go to Eobard Thawne in spades. Yes, completely. But also something that they didn't really mention in that moment: how would Goku Black remove Thawne's living paradox status? That doesn't really quite make a whole lot of like. Sure, I just don't see. I don't see how he would even if he determined that Thawne is a living paradox that can't be killed through timeline shenanigans. What would he even be able to do about it? I don't really understand that, because his ring just gives him the ability to follow others through time and do some fairly minor, in the grand scheme of things, time travel. Whereas Thawne can just do whatever the F he wants, and damn the timeline, who cares, kind of thing. How would he remove this set? I don't feel like there's any way he could have. But let me know in the comments down below if you agree, disagree, what thoughts you have. I made it quite clear. I was 100% Reverse Flash camp going in. I was 100% the whole way through. Coming out, still 100% Reverse Flash. I don't see how Goku Black could have even ended it. And yes, even if he did the merge with Immortal Zamasu, becoming the universe, all that good stuff, I still don't see him overcoming Eobard Thawne for pretty much the same reason that was in the little pop-up that they put up there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for the next episode coming either in 1 or 2 weeks, depending on if I can get my buddy Sweet to react to the older episodes. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because that really helps me out, and you get daily content, video game dad jokes every day, as well as Let's Plays and other gaming content, and weekly death battle reactions. Have a great rest of your day. This battle was fantastic and deserves itself a great, big, it was me, hell yeah!